Hello everyone and welcome to today's morning report with me, Richard Perry, Market Analyst at Hantech Markets. For Friday the 2nd of May, it's Non-farm Payrolls Friday today, and that is certainly going to be the major focus for traders in the early hours of movements today. The Wall Street markets and Asia were fairly mixed overnight. There wasn't a great deal of steer. The Wall Street indices had some contrasting data that came out yesterday. The weekly jobless claims actually jumped to 344,000, up from 329 last week, and that was significantly higher than the 319 that had been expected. So that was not a great number. But then the ISM manufacturing data came out, and that was actually improved on the expectation to 54.9 from 54.3. So a couple of contrasting bits of data there that ultimately meant that Wall Street closed pretty much flat on the day, and Asian markets didn't make a great deal of headway either. So that's basically where we're at with the European indices early on today. The FTSE's basically 2 or 3 points higher. The DAX is playing a little bit of catch up, but after being closed yesterday, slightly lower there, and as is the CAC, also slightly lower. You do have the Eurozone manufacturing PMIs that are going to be coming out throughout this morning, and also the UK construction PMI. So a couple of bits of data there that could move various indices, but certainly at the moment it looks like there's a little bit of dollar strength actually, and what we've seen today is this is actually the VIX to start off with, showing as Wall Street continues to fall away on the volatility, just suggesting confidence remains on the upside on Wall Street, and it continues to move back towards this 13 level. It's not far off that 1260 key low from April, so that is an impact, and certainly that helps to build confidence in these indices. Dollar index, as I said, dollar has slightly improved in the early exchanges today. It's up against the euro. Dollar yen's higher, and also dollar Swiss is higher as well. So it's actually pretty much fairly across the board, a bit of dollar strength going on in front of this non-farm payrolls number. But generally what you do tend to find in front of the payrolls is that markets tend to consolidate prior to the number and then move on that number. As I said earlier, we've got the UK construction PMI. That's forecast to come at 62.0, which is slightly lower than last month, but still a very strong number there. As you can see in the recent times, that is up at record levels, certainly in the last few years anyway. But the main focus is certainly going to be non-farm payrolls. This is a very important month because it's April, and it's going to be the first month that's going to be completely free of any sort of weather-related impact in the States, and certainly after that GDP data that came out on Wednesday, that disappointed the market so much for the first quarter. The expectation is that second quarter GDP will make up for that weather-related impact, and certainly this is one of the key numbers that will give you an early indication as to whether that is going to be the case. Certainly the expectation of between 210 and 215,000 jobs is on the cards, and if that is achieved, then that would be a positive for the quarter beginning this month of April. The jobs number that's going to be released at 1:30 this afternoon. A lot of volatility generally tends to happen around this non-farm payrolls number, so always watch out for the spike on payrolls, and just be careful around the number. But it looks like it's going to be a fairly positive one, as the forecasts suggest. You've also got unemployment for the States as well, forecast to come in slightly improved at 6.6%. But as we have been in recent months, watch also the participation rate as well in the States. That if the labour participation rate continues to improve, which it has done in the last couple of months, then that would be considered to be a positive payrolls report, and the markets would take that as a decent payrolls report that would be positive for risk appetite around the world. So that's my outlook for payrolls. Also, you've got my chart of the day, which is the DAX. DAX was closed yesterday. We had a public holiday for May Day in Germany yesterday, but it's reopened today, and it looks like it's going to be testing this 9645 level. We've just slowly crept up to it. It's slightly lower in the early bits of trading today, just very slightly, about 5 points lower, but it looks like it's going to be testing this mark here. The momentum indicators certainly looking to break higher, and they have got the upside potential for this move, and ultimately a move back towards the highs. FTSE has been very strong in the recent days, so if the DAX can follow that with a break above 9645, we're going to be reopening that 9721 mark. So looking positive there on the daily chart. The intraday chart is a little bit more interesting because you've got these momentum indicators that are in positive configuration, but the MACD has just come together and it's threatening a crossover. Also, the stochastics have rolled over as well, so they need to have a positive move in the next couple of hours, or at least not negative, and certainly you'd be watching out for support levels at 9563 and then 9535 are the two key levels there to watch out for in the coming hours. Certainly that 9535 would be the indication of a potential start of a correction if that were to be broken. But certainly it looks like the reaction is positive at the moment. It's just consolidating, as I said. These markets tend to do in front of the payrolls report, but if the technicals are anything to go by, then the DAX is looking to challenge that 9645 just prior to a move towards that 9721 mark. That 9721 just marks the beginning of these key highs, key all-time highs around 9720 to 9794, which are the all-time highs on the DAX. So that'll be an interesting move if we see it, but certainly we're waiting for this payrolls report, and you could get that catalyst to the upside from the payrolls report. Anyway, I wish you good luck in your trading on DAX and around the payrolls today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.